Welcome to episode 232 of the Emergent Gamer Podcast. My name is Felix Hergood, and we're back after a long hiatus of doing in-studio shows. I mean, I think it's been about, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
God, I have no idea. But yeah, a little while.
There
Discord
was
room.
2 sicknesses, and then a Discord show, and then Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we've been
where
pretty
we
busy.
took off. So it was like... It was probably a whole month of not doing one sitting next to each other, which I missed you guys.
I did too.
too.
Apparently, I missed a lot going on here.
We got to point out you got the room going.
Well, we can't point it out to the audio people, and we can't point it out to the.
We can paint a picture.
Paint a word picture.
I completely revamped my entire studio. I now have a wraparound desk, and I'm ready to party. I have a whole
ready
new
to party.
new computer. I got rid of the shelf. There was a shelf over here.
No more stack.
Had all my video games. Those are in a bin now. All the games hidden away.
Go. And who are you?
Oh, you're gonna put that on the Emergent Gamer? Do that.
Who are you? Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah. Who are you?
I'm Trip Zero.
And
He said it.
did he introduce us?
He didn't introduce us.
I
He said
didn't.
he's.
I said I'm Felix Hergood. This is Trip Zero.
Neo Yoshi, what's up?
And Neo Yoshi.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
we just skipped
This
it.
is our. No, we fucked up.
Neo was sitting here just like.
He was like, "When's he gonna call me? When's he gonna call me? When's he gonna call me?"
He didn't say my name. I talk about my. Where's my name? My name, dude.
Was my Star Wars impression good though? I did Maz Kanata. I was doing. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Wait, who's Maz Kanata?
She's from the new trilogy.
The chick, right?
With the eyeglasses.
Yeah.
The eyeglasses.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
What?
Episode 7
I saw it a long time ago.
in a galaxy far, far away.
You watched 7 and you didn't watch 8?
Yeah, I watched it both. Oh, great! I loved them.
I don't know.
No controversies there.
I don't even.
I love the fuck out of them. I really do.
I love them both.
Cool.
They're fine.
Other people.
I just don't
are
remember the
critical
thing.
Who are you? It was like in the trailers.
Those people can suck it.
So this week the plan is to talk about what are our 3 news topics again? Sorry.
We're going to talk about a little Half-Life VR action.
Half-Life VR.
Yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit because of some interesting developments.
Yes.
The Resident Evil 3 leaks. We're talking about that a little
Right. Yeah, a little bit.
bit. And then I want to talk about the Riot settlement.
Yeah,
Because
I didn't
we talked
really
about this last
fully
year.
understand what was going on with that.
I can walk us through it.
Walk
Because
us through
we
that.
talked about it last year when it dropped.
Right.
when
I
the issues
remember.
happened.
I remember.
So I figured we'd do a little follow-up on that.
Because they were dicks.
They were dicks.
They were total
We'll
dicks.
dive into that. But first, we're going to talk about games we played.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to go first?
I'll
Phil?
just lead off because I'm going to take a fucking serious beating. I'm just
Okay.
going to go right
Take
into
a
it.
what?
Just going to go into it. This is going to be a verbally abusive beating. All right.
Well, I'm really excited
So,
about this.
Who are you? Wait, are you getting abused? Are you abusing someone?
I'm going to be abused.
Who's the abuser?
You're
here?
going to be by us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
you just know that something you're going to say
It's
is
coming.
gonna
It's coming. So,
trigger us. Okay.
I was going to say, am I going to get triggered for this?
no, I don't know. So,
let's hear
You just said.
I did a whole week of Fallout 76.
Sure, as you do.
First update that I wanted to tell you that was really amazing was I told you I had contacted support about my scrap box. Remember, I bought Fallout first,
Yes.
and then I told you my scrap box emptied.
The issue that showed up right away.
Right.
Yeah, within 24 hours of
First
playing
drop.
the goddamn game, my scrap box was gone of only
Now,
about.
Felix,
yeah.
to be fair, if you had waited on getting Fallout first, within 24 hours, that was reported. Like why?
Yeah.
Why did you report it?
You did really buy Fallout first, like the second.
second
announced
it came
dude.
out.
You gave it no time to breathe at all.
Right.
In the
Even
environment.
with the Bethesda track record that is now
fucking
Bethesda's track record.
pitched your money.
You guys started.
right at them.
You guys started like telling me features in like the Emergent Gamer like game chat.
You got excited.
Yeah.
And I got excited when I heard 2 features: private worlds, because I've been trolled like hardcore, which
Yeah.
is a
Imagine-
salient point for later.
Right. And the
Private
scrap
worlds,
box.
and then I heard about an unlimited scrap
Now,
box.
imagine
Now,
getting excited for paying for features that have been available in most games
hol-
for years.
Hold on.
Not the discussion, but I agree.
I
with you.
know. Okay, go on.
You can say that about other games, but you can't say that about other Bethesda games because the business model of paying for an unlimited craft bag exists in ESO. It's the same thing that ZeniMax
right, we're just
jammed
gonna
down our
rehash
throat
it.
there.
Arguably making your point worse and Neo's better. But
Yeah.
again, not the discussion right now.
But no, but in terms of a financial amount of money that I put out per month, I was already paying for ESO. I was doing the
you just
$15 a
move
month.
that money over.
So the the money moved
All
over
right.
and got less.
Let's
it was
move.
less money.
Let's move into the victim beating.
No, I'm not there yet.
Oh,
So
okay.
anyway,
I thought you.
So
that was just by you announcing.
I had made a new character to be smart about it.
Cool.
I made a new character for the Fallout first. I didn't play on my level 95 character that had a ton of weapons and stuff because I didn't know if the service was going to fuck something up like it did ultimately.
Right.
So I built a new character, and I had played for about 24 hours or whatever, and I had built up about 1,000 pieces of scrap. I log back in one day, it's all gone. I said to myself, oh, fuck, get on the chat support with them. Is there an answer, a fix? Do you guys have an idea when this is? Person through the chat was very amiable, but they were like, I'm going to be honest with you. We got to push this forward to the developers and figure out, like, you know, what happened.
Sure.
And we'll reward you later. And I was like, okay, cool. As long as something's going to come down the pike eventually. I thought it would be like, you know, months later. I thought it was going to be, you know, the patch would come with the fucking the DLC that's coming out that got pushed back to 2020.
right.
That's going to be Fallout 2nd.
Right.
You got to pay
whatever
again
it is.
to get
But
that
pay
fixed.
again to get that. So that's what I thought. But what I started to read through like an email or not an email, through a forum or whatever on Reddit was that they were going to contact you when it was fixed, send you an email so you could prove you bought Fallout first. That was fucking weird.
And then send
and-
credit card
right.
information out.
And then once
I'm
prove,
I'm not even gonna
forget it.
go down
Once
that
you
road.
prove,
Yeah, I know.
once you prove you have Fallout,
So many ways to do that
Once you
without
prove,
you doing it.
once you prove you have the Fallout First membership, at that point, then they would reward you with something in your inventory to fix the problem. I got no email. Nothing came to me, and I was like, well, I guess I'm not getting one or whatever. So I started scouring their website, and I started searching for Scrapbox patch. Sure enough, I found a post on there.
Do you ever go to Reddit, the subreddit?
That's where I was. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's where I found out that this was a thing because
yeah.
I didn't find it out from them through an email.
Right.
So I go into the website for Bethesda, and I find a post by them, official, that says you will be rewarded something in your inventory. You should go there, check it out, whatever. So I said, fuck it. Next stream, I was going to do a whole week of Fallout 76, so I went in and I checked things out. I go into my inventory.
Bless you.
There are 4 items that are each labeled "Scrap this to your scrap box" in my inventory of my character.
That's the name of the item.
Yeah, the name of the item is "Scrap these to your scrap box." I went, cool. I go to the scrap box and scrap them. Every single item that's like a common item had 10,000 pieces scrapped into my scrap box.
I see what they did.
They dropped rare materials that you can only get end game by launching nukes and blowing up certain areas of the map. They gave me like 600 of each of those.
Their solution was to trigger the drop box, the scrap box to throw all the items in the box.
I don't know.
The way the engine works is every item is like labeled. It has a code in it, and they probably just put all the things in there.
Right. So they did. And now I have like I even have like Vault 94 is the raid.
Yeah.
Each time you complete the raid, you get 12 of those items. I have 600.
Okay.
You're insane.
And then
dude.
that's what
You're a
you
gamer.
use the 12 the things that each time you do that raid, you get 12 of them. You use that to then craft the special armor that comes with the raid.
Got it.
Because you get plans, I believe, for each piece of the armor. As you
That's kind of how
MMOs
Final Fantasy 14 work. Yeah, you get the
tokens,
tomestones,
yeah.
and then you can like buy the things with the things.
WoW does the same thing. Yeah.
So I got excited. I started playing the game like crazy. I started using the features. And once again, I stand by the idea that if you are a solid Fallout fan, you're not on the fence at all. You love the loop. The loop is find, collect, scrap,
Build,
explore, craft,
yeah.
explore, find, and you just keep doing that over and over again. And that's what you're mainly into. And you're not obsessed with this NPCs needed to be in the game type concept.
Narrative story.
If you're not upset with it, then Fallout first, adding the unlimited scrap box and the campsite, really dropping that camp right outside of a town
that's
and then
worth
scrapping
it
stuff is amazing.
So
Yeah,
what
me.
is? Can we like victimize you now? Like what's going on?
Do you
here?
want to know why you have to?
I don't want to have.
I don't want to have
So
to.
over
but let's get to the
week,
meat.
I started talking to my friend on PlayStation 4.
Oh, I know where this is going.
I bought.
I know exactly. where this
shit.
is going.
I bought Fallout 76 for a nice price of $20 on the PlayStation to play with my friend.
And then you
Not
dropped
bad,
another deuce.
But
Yes,
is
I
it,
did.
Is it a? Oh my
He bought
Fucking
Fallout
God,
First
dude.
again.
I bought it twice, bro.
Oh no,
You-
Felix.
Yeah, I realized when I got into that world that I really like that scrap box.
You're gonna make me quit the podcast.
Don't quit the podcast. Please stay
You
with me.
spent $220.
No. $280.
No, you stop.
On Fallout
Wait,
76.
why the-
Total.
Because he bought the $60.
No. I'm saying
game.
$220 beyond what you played to play this game.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus Almighty.
How bad is this?
That's very bad.
Give me strength.
That's very
Give
bad.
me strength.
Do you understand even a semblance of why I find benefit in this?
No. I
Okay.
hear the words that you're saying, but
I'm gonna drop 120 to play with one of my friends.
but for me to
Oh,
actually
man.
give my money to someone else for that in my brain does not equal the
Right.
value. In your brain it does, and that's fine.
I don't know why.
But
regardless of that,
I would find a way to
made
make
a
it work in the
character.
game without it. Is just what I would say.
I made a character.
Yeah.
And like I said, I tried. I played for like 2 days, and I
Okay.
didn't have that unlimited scrap box, and I was like, motherfuckers, I gotta do
Look,
this.
You were fiending at that point for the
Bethesda-
scrap box.
Look, here,
I am. You got any more of the? You know, I'm like the dude from Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
You got any more of
That
them
crack?
scrap box? You got any more of that
dude.
scrap box?
Bethesda has
I don't know.
essentially created a problem,
In the whale. In this whale.
and then they sold you the solution.
yeah.
and
I
you- and you
know.
nibbled. You
I
nibbled
know
real
they
hard.
did. Yeah.
Oh
Look.
man.
Look.
Yeah.
I added insult to injury. I got it. I insulted myself.
I say we burn him at the stake.
Don't do it.
I say we
Look,
just,
man.
I say we just take him outside.
Yeah, Kevin Oates just said
Yeah.
they aren't taking it too well.
Don't acknowledge him.
Anyway,
This is the chat.
You're breaking your own rules. Felix.
if anyone gets a free copy of Fallout 76, I'll be over on the PlayStation 2.
I mean, who knows, man? You still have $120 you can spend on PC, so why
man.
not go for the trifecta?
My
Don't
incredibly
even tell-
thin
don't say
justification, that the only valid thin justification that I have is that I do have a lot of people who come in my stream and say, "Are you playing on PS4?" That's it. That's all I have.
Fair, I guess.
Just random people coming
That's
in.
fair.
Yeah, because
Be like,
Fallout, despite
fuck
what you may
no,
think,
I'm playing the game right now.
no,
on the
despite what you
Xbox.
may, yeah, right. But you might,
There's your
despite what
answer.
you may think, when Fallout 76 is being played live to an audience, there are people who play it and are passionate about it, who come out of the woodwork and
Yeah.
then see
They
you
seek
live.
out those streamers. Yep.
They seek out and they do
Makes
want to
sense.
join you, and now I have a private world that I can play them with, play with them. You know,
I would say no. You can watch me, and we can talk about the game together. Fellow passionate fans.
and I'm
of
going
video
to keep
game.
my $100, right?
Yeah.
That's what you would
I,
say.
I definitely don't want to talk about Fallout anymore.
We're done.
Talk about
Wow,
Control.
We're done.
Dude,
Control.
$100.
You guys are hurt.
It's painful. It's painful.
$220.
ASW says Felix is a Fallout legend. Fucking stupid. All right, stop engaging chat. Get back to the show. Control.
You're the one.
I
doing
did it
You're
twice.
doing it.
I did all of it.
Oh my god.
Did all
We're
of the
professionals.
things.
We're professionals, everybody.
Okay. We can
You finished it? What do you think of it? I know you got side stuff. You're doing cleanup, but how is it?
like
watched
I
you do
said, in terms of the story, I thought the ending was a little overwrought, like just like all that like dream sequence crap. But I feel that way, in Defensive Control.
Mm-hmm.
That's a storytelling trope that I have a problem with in novels. Like I get bored when Stephen King goes through dream sequences.
Yeah.
I get real bored in any of his books. Like even my most favorite of all of his books, when he does a dream sequence, I tune out and I have to keep reversing.
Ignore it. Well, now we have it up here.
Who did that? Did you do
Kevin
that?
Oates
No.
did it.
Kevin Oates took a picture of Neo. That's the
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually it's a
I
fantastic picture.
can't retweet it. That's great.
I'm gonna save it. We'll
Amazing
work with
that
this.
is.
We'll work with this later.
Oh, it's so good. You got to put that in the Discord, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. So, like I said, they go through a pretty hefty, not like dream sequence, but like
It
when
kind of ends abruptly, right? It just
Well,
has
no,
that like hitting a brick wall kind of ending.
well, yeah. You're talking about the first credit roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like 2 credit rolls.
Yeah.
And like you're just like, what is happening? That was weird. And then all of a sudden,
Like it doesn't feel like it should be the ending.
like
right?
I'm thinking in my head, like everything else makes sense to the story, but why even roll the credits? Because it's not like the game Jesse Faden is Deadpool. She wasn't talking. She was talking to the audience, but I don't think she knew she was a game.
No, but she narrates to you the whole time.
Right, but I don't think she knew she was a game. Like Deadpool.
Did she acknowledge she was
spoilers.
a game?
No, but like the fact that the credits are a part of her dream sequence and they do like this dissolve and fall apart thing.
Oh yeah, but then they just like throw you right back in, and she's like, "I'm the director."
They did throw you right back in, and that was good because they were losing me
spoilers
fast.
for Control.
No,
Sounds like
not
a
really.
great game to enjoy one
No,
day.
sorry. All right,
None
so
of this tells you anything about
doesn't
the
say-
actual ending. But like the point is I thought that was weird. Like
It's a little
that
weird.
took me out of like the ending.
But
of the
here's
game.
here's what I think about the game, because they did announce a bunch of DLCs, and I think this is the kind of narrative that is just going to be ongoing. It's just an ongoing conflict of this world, right? She even describes like this is my job now, right? It's abrupt, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a fine ending. Still one of my favorite games of the year, hands down.
Yeah, it was great.
It's an all around really cool experience, like very unique and visually.
Yeah,
stunning and
that's
all
what
that
I'm
good
saying,
stuff.
Trip. It doesn't matter if we even spoil the ending of the game, because what's great is the roll from, mechanic to mechanic, unlock to unlock.
And then,
Right.
And
The
they
puzzles. The
and they
puzzles are
feed
really
you-
great.
My desire to know the story unspoiled doesn't matter in the
Dude.
grand scheme of things.
All I got to say to you, and I looked up the answer.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever figure out the luck and probability room puzzle, you're amazing.
Well, now
Have
I have
I
a
done this
challenge.
You probably didn't, because I had to look it up.
I didn't do everything in the game. I didn't
Remember
like,
the room with the
100%.
roulette wheel? And you're like, what's this roulette wheel here for?
Did I come across that? I don't think so.
You said magical words.
You had to, in the story, you had to go to luck and probability at one point, but like you're only in there for 5 minutes. There's like there's like a horseshoe on a table,
Okay.
and like,
Okay.
and there's like a fish on another table, and
right.
there's like a 4-leaf clover. There's all these luck items
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this
yeah.
room, but there is a puzzle that gets you a special suit, and I found out about it like today when I was just like, I didn't bother. Like I couldn't figure the puzzle out when I was in the room the first time. And I was just like, I let it go, and I just left, and I went on and played the story. But then later on, I was like, I really want to find out what that luck and probability room was all about. So I looked up the puzzle, and Polygon posted like a large
walkthrough,
explanation of
yeah.
how to do it, and I was just like, holy fucking shit, dude! I never would have figured
But
this out.
that's like to the credit of the game though, because it's this like weird world, and they funnel that through gameplay so well, right? Like
Yeah.
they're just really good at like twisting your mind on its head to try and get you to figure out things and poke at things.
I don't even know how the Polygon people figured it out, unless they were given the answer
They
by
got
the
secrets.
Control Remedy people.
They have the secrets of the.
Or they could have gone to Reddit and looked up the solutions there and just
because
compiled
people
their
find
own.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they do that all like those
All the
sites do it
time.
all
But the first person to figure out how to do it, that's the complicate. That's crazy to me, dude.
It might be a crowdsourced thing, or maybe one person or something.
Yeah, who
Here's the
knows?
thing: if you just find the answer to a solution, or sorry, if you find the solution to a puzzle with no other context, it sometimes seems like you would never find that on your own.
Right.
But in the context of solving it, when you have all the pieces to this puzzle, whatever you're trying to do in front of you, it's easier, and you can piece it together. In theory, we're
Right.
talking generalities here, right? If you just look at the answer to something, you go, "Oh wow, I never would have got that." Cool. That's wild, though.
I might have.
So
I
long
don't
story
know.
short, I want to try and figure this out one day.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
One day, someday.
I don't think we've spoiled anything.
We
for
haven't.
you.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was worried
Yeah.
because like we shouldn't spoil it. It's still a newish game, you know.
I do want to play it. I will play it. It's on my list.
Yeah. Cool. It's a fun game.
Dude,
Gorgeous game.
ever since the first trailer dropped for it, it looked like a cerebral, enticing experience.
It is, and it grabs you with the mystery of what this game is, and it just keeps showing you weird things. And you're like, wow, I want to read more about that, and then it
Right,
gives you
right,
more to
right.
read about it.
I'm-
and it's just fascinating. The whole, it's so creative and fascinating. I love it.
Fascinating.
I'm one trophy away from the platinum.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I just got to get the rest of the ability points,
Nice.
and you only get those from finding hidden rooms.
Hell yeah, man! You got some more work to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden rooms, man. So
Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying it, man.
I'll find those.
Nice. Same.
You ready to? Any more control?
No, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, we want
Talk
to
further later.
talk about Star Citizen first,
Ooh.
and then we'll do Pokemon.
Yeah, sure, dude. I'll rip into that.
Because I'm curious, because I haven't reinstalled it in a very long time.
Well, Star Citizen, the reason that I even hopped back into this game is because it recently passed its, $300 million?
This week they hit a new milestone.
Was it 250 or 300 million they hit, like fundraising-wise?
Let's see.
Which
They
is
hit
absolutely nuts.
250 million
250
funding.
million. Yeah.
In funding. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think they are the record for biggest funded
Crowdfunded,
game.
yeah. So I was like, let me hop into this game. And
Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
What is
because
happening?
it's not the first time I played it. I played it, God, I feel like a year or more ago when they first unified the experiences into one,
they did
UI
like a
kind of.
3.0 patch
Yep.
for their thing. And I remember hopping in too and
Yeah.
playing with for like 10 minutes. I didn't.
Yeah, I had major issues the very first time that it all came together with frame rate and controls and,
Yep.
and even the
Same.
experience and all that
Same.
shit. So I was like, all right, it's been a while. Let me just hop back in. I had to re-download the game from scratch because I wiped my computer since then. It's been a ton of time.
I've uninstalled it. So yeah.
So as the game's installing, I'm like, I'm gonna watch all of the tutorials because they have a whole like 6-part tutorial series on YouTube, like how to get started. So I knew what to do when I hopped in. It's like you're gonna start here, and then here's how you get your ship, and here's how you fly around basically, and here's what you want to do in the game. Here's like your gameplay loop. So I'm like, all right, cool.
So is it
I'm
like
ready
cohesive now?
I'm ready for this game. It's not cohesive yet, but it's almost there. There's like no why.
They don't just drop you in the hangar and you're like, go figure it out. Like they
Well,
like the other
I'll
patches.
get to that in a second. There's no cohesive like loop to the game. There's no why am I doing this situation
Sure.
kind of thing. But you can play the game effectively right now. You can do things to earn things, to
Okay.
get rewards, to do whatever.
Can you land on planets?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did it.
that's
Let
a game changer.
me
dude.
tell you. Let me tell you.
So is it better than the other game where you do that?
What?
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky?
No. Maybe.
Depends on what you want to do in those games. The answer could be yes or it could be no. But let me take you on this journey right here that I had. So I downloaded the game, hopped into the game, immediately did not start where they said I was going to start. So I was like, this is fantastic. This is perfect.
Good. Good impression.
I was in the place they were describing. It's like a space station, and I'm like, I'm nowhere near there. I'm in a city. They put me in this city. Like I'm in a giant fucking it looked like I was in Cyberpunk.
I know what you're talking about. That was one of the separate modules.
Yeah. So
I remember that. Yeah,
I'm in this giant city, and I'm in an apartment building, and everything in the apartment building is like pick upable and examinable, and it's a little janky. There's a little bit of frame rate issues. Sometimes it knocks into my character or the wall like in a collision problem, but otherwise I'm like, damn, there's a lot of detail. It's pretty crazy. So I go out of my apartment. This is when I first see a giant window. And I'm like, oh fuck, this is not the space station. This is a city. I'm literally in like a cyberpunk city right now. So I figure out like where the elevator is, and everything in this game is so like annoyingly real. Like you don't just like walk into the elevator, opens up, and you just up here where you need to go. You can pick any floor of the elevator. You have to like press the button, wait for it to call. I think they're really like moving your models up and down. 'Cause I couldn't go in anyone else's building besides my own room.
Gotcha.
I think everyone had.
Were there other players?
Yeah.
Cool.
There are people running around. It was very like 5 frames per second on their character
no.
models, just kind of like skipping around.
Oh no.
But I think that's because of all the people that were playing. Because I found out something as I'm looking up where the fuck am I? I'm like, where do I go? I want to like take off on this planet. Like, can I even? Am I in a module that is only the city? Like, what am I allowed to do here? And someone goes, oh, they start you in the city right now because there's an event going on. There's a free fly event right now in the game.
There's an event in a pre-release
Yes.
build of the game.
Yes, that
Okay.
you do not need to pay money to them to play. It is legitimately free.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. Well, you could be like free to the minimum backers, like just getting like
God.
a lot. It's not. It's totally free to gamers. I think, unfortunately, the people that listen to this on the podcast, it's going to be done by tomorrow. But I think it's even live right now. You can fly every single one of the ship designs they have in the game. Every single one.
Oh shit.
Every single one.
Now you have to understand, Felix. The special thing about this game is it's not just like No Man's Sky. You got your individual ship. You can when you buy the game or when you bought in, you bought the
You're
ship.
buying
Yeah.
something. You're buying an actual thing for yourself. You're buying your ship.
Right, and you picked it out through a catalog when you purchased your,
have
your
to
ticket
like
to get in the
essentially
game.
take care of this. This is your
Okay.
real air quotes real virtual
some
ship.
of the
And everyone
ships-
has one?
Yes.
But some of the ships can be multi-manned. Think like minimum Star Trek, Millennium Falcon. You have someone in the cockpit in the gunner seat.
Oh,
Your friends could be in there as you drive around.
You
that
can
kind
have
of thing.
you can have a full crew, and some of these ships get massive. Like they scale pretty large. I have a little Grasshopper ship. I don't even know what mine really
So the Mustang, maybe.
It's I picked that one because there's like a sleeping compartment in it you can go into, and then you go out, and then there's the
The
do you have
Titan.
to sleep in the game?
yeah. Well, you can.
That's how you log out if you're not in your home.
But you don't like.
If you have a ship with a bunk, you can log out anywhere, but you need to have a bed.
but you don't lose like health or whatever if you don't sleep.
Nope. So I figured out, like, oh, I'm on this module thing. I'm on this event. That's why I'm in the city. This is the ship you bought.
No, that is not the ship I bought.
you sure?
But I have seen that ship.
This one has a cargo hangar and a bunk bed, and it's flying area.
Let's see if I can find it for you.
You find it. I'll keep talking
Yeah,
about
keep
the thing.
talking.
So I'm like, cool. Let me run around the city and explore. So I'm running around, and there's all these cool, like, futuristic advertisements. Like, there's like a soda ad that actually is making bubbles pop around you as you run. Like, very cool
cyberpunk-y.
future, like, imagining, which is right up my fucking alley, dude. That's my fucking jam. And I'm like, all right, so I ran around for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, if I were on this planet and I wanted to get off into the sky, I would need to go to like the airport or a spaceport
hangar.
or something, right? Like, how am I going to get to that?
Spaceport.
So I ran around and I found the transit system in the city. I get on the I don't know what you would call it. It's not a subway, like the L, the space L, and like
Okay.
it literally took me away from the city center, and I'm like flying through the planet. Is always like crappy but physically present, like skyscraper models and city models, and I'm cruising through the.
This is mine.
Oh, yep, the Aurora MR.
The Aurora. It's one of these. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I end up at the airport.
Oh.
The airport of the planet that I'm on, or the area of the planet that I'm on, because the planet is gigantic.
Now, when you're on this L train, did it look like? Could you look outside and
Yeah,
see if
I
it
was
was
wa-
fully,
I was
a fully
watching-
realized planet?
I was watching it all kind of disappear and appear.
Were there players moving around outside it, or is it
No.
that detailed? Okay.
So
just checking.
imagine like Coruscant is kind of what this planet looks like.
Cool.
To not Star Wars people, that's a city planet. No trees, nothing, just all buildings. And the planet's a bunch of sectors, and the sectors are all like no-fly zoned, except where you're allowed to land. And I think at this point in development, they only have Sector 18 available. So you have to aim for that when you're flying. You have to land there. You have to request clearance, both for takeoff and for landing, from there, or else if you fly into the no-fly zone, you'll just get
you get shot.
exploded and you got to pay for your ship to get respawned. So I think eventually their vision might be to like be able to go anywhere on the planet, and you'll just report to that sector that you're landing on.
Right.
But right now, Sector 18 is all you can really kind of like interact with, even though there's a lot of other things there if you fly around the planet. Because I was on the wrong side of the planet when I was trying to come back after a little adventure.
Your ship was.
It was like the other side of the planet. Like I had to go on the other side to land because I was on like Sector 11. Because I just
Gotcha.
flew there blind-ish, kind of.
Okay.
So I'm flying in my ship. I get off the planet. I zoom into space. Takes me forever. It's very like realistic, right? You have to go, like lift your plane off and fly into space,
and then close your
you have to-
landing gear, and then all that.
you have to
good
clear
stuff.
the atmosphere so you can use their like pulse drive or whatever they call it. And I'm like, well, all right, let me do something really, really, really basic to try to understand the workflow of this game. I was like, I'm gonna clean up toxic waste.
Okay.
I found this in my like little hologram mission selector. It's like you don't have to worry about pirates. You don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to like dogfight. Just like we need people to take out the trash. Essentially, so I'm like, oh, cool. I'll just go and find this shit and figure out how it works. So I follow the waypoints, warp to like the closest moon that has an outpost. And I walk in there. The guys, there's a guy like at a computer desk. He's bored as shit. I pick up like this toxic waste box that's sloshing around. I take it back to my my ship, which I'm at this point driving the
Is
Mustang.
this entirely in first person when you're
Yeah.
picking things up?
You can play in third.
Oh,
though.
you can
Yeah.
play in third.
I'm gonna bring a picture of this ship that I'm flying so I can really illustrate this
Is
point
that
to you
your
guys.
drone?
This is I have the one that was previously. I have this one and I have yours. I have 3.
How'd you get 3?
I don't know, but I didn't pay more than 60. I promise. I think I spent just flatline $60. It might have been in a special
That might have been
when
what
I
I
scooped it. You might have more than you think you have.
Oh, I have to go. I think I should reinstall this game. And
You shouldn't. You
poke
should check it
around.
out, dude.
Yeah.
But this is my ship design, the Mustang, right?
Yeah.
The problem with the Mustang,
Very tiny.
it's very tiny, and it has
No cargo.
it has a little cargo door that flips out of the bottom, and like almost like on a little like support system.
Yeah.
It pops out and slides out, but the developers haven't implemented interaction
Right.
specifically on this ship.
So, Felix, a lot of these ships are like, imagine like you're in Firefly or something, and you gotta hit the docking door, and you gotta hit the button to open the dock. All that shit's like in this game. You don't just walk up to your ship, hit a button, you're in your ship. You have to like open the bay doors. You have to walk up, close the bay doors. You have to make sure everything's all.
The very first time that I
Gravy.
flew, like a year or more ago,
You left your door open, didn't you?
no, I sucked myself out. I hit the eject button, and just like literally like I died. I lost my ship. I had to pay for my ship because I got recovered.
You were
I was like, I don't
stuck
I
in
don't-
space or
Yeah.
something?
And that can happen. You don't die right away. I think you're in a spacesuit,
Yeah.
which I think you can open and
Yeah.
close the visor too.
It's
like there's a whole
kind
thing.
of panic-inducing a little bit when that
Yeah.
happens. Anyway, this is the ship that I brought. I couldn't put the fucking.
You didn't come prepared, man.
I-
You took the wrong.
I was
took the
trying
wrong tool for
trying
the
to
job.
sell it. You can't sell it unless it's in the cargo area of your ship. It's very like very janky to try and get shit done. But I was looking online. I'm like, how do I get this done with the Mustang? And people were showing like clips of how they threw the box behind the ship, like behind where you sit,
Okay.
and then kind of like try to fly with that and take it out on another
Yeah,
planet.
there's no co-pilot in there, right?
No, it's just a single person.
Okay.
I tried to do that. It kept clipping out of my ship. It wouldn't stay in there. So I'm like, all right, fuck this. I'm going to put these boxes down on this planet, fly back to the planet, swap to a bigger ship, and come back and get this goddamn toxic waste and then sell it. Because I'm going to bring back a ship that's going to have a cargo area, and then it's going to know it's in my inventory, and I'm going to be able to sell it. Did that whole thing, flew back to the planet. That's why I ended up on the wrong side, because I like flew back to the city planet.
Yeah.
Then figured out how to get back to the right side, flew in the hangar, ran out of the spaceport, got my other ship delivered to another thing, went up to the right hangar, flew that ship, learned how to fly that one because they're all different. They all handle differently, and the cockpits are all different. Flew back to the planet, landed right where my boxes were, picked them up, put them on my ship, felt great about it.
Felt great.
Went to the little transit, the little sail terminal.
Okay.
It doesn't recognize that I have anything in my inventory. So I can't sell the toxic waste still.
How do you?
It's a buggy game. I think that mission specifically also doesn't really entirely work.
Okay,
So
well,
there's like,
Yeah.
they still call this an alpha,
Oh,
right? And it definitely feels like it. They're not connected experiences. But the overall vibe was really exciting
that sounds cool.
to me as someone who's already just a baseline fan of space. But I can see
But
the
you can-
potential.
You can see the vision
of
that
what's
they're going
here.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain things are in place and work really well, like gravity on different locations. The game looks gorgeous, actually, from certain perspectives. Like there's some jankiness a little bit, but like when you're flying into a planet, it's really gorgeous, especially light off of a planet, like from the sun, like whatever planet you're
Some
near.
nice lens flare, some nice
yeah.
atmosphere.
Dust
entering.
on your
Yeah.
screen and shit like that. Landing, going all the way down to the surface is great. Surface to space is amazing as well. Like the systems there are really in depth, but the dots have to be connected. The smoothness has to be kind of ironed out.
Gotcha.
And there's so much that they want to do. Ever since it came out, we knew the game was like too
Really
ambitious,
ambitious,
right?
yeah.
So the only way this is going to work is if they, kind of keep not taking money, but like as people get this game like rolling with this development cycle,
Yeah.
and like not really planning anything. Like I wouldn't even call this a release if I were them. I would like aim to have the game be fully playable with like a baseline set of things to do, right? Like a single player campaign, then maybe some other little like end game grinds, but then after that just keep adding. Just keep adding to things and see what players want. And
How long has this been in development? When did they announce this?
2015
No.
or it's either 15 or 12 or earlier than that. 14. We already have.
The first alpha component was released in 2013.
So it was 2012.
That's when they announced the game and said we're making this game.
Yeah.
The hangar module. Yeah, that was the first one. That was in 2013. Wow,
This
it's
is
been that
probably
long.
always going to be a PC game, right?
Oh, for sure.
There's no way this could run on
for
a console.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they don't have plans.
My overly optimistic self is that all the work they've poured into this and like all the ways they've built this game, this is probably not the right term because I'm not a game developer, but in my mind they're building this game laterally or horizontally, maybe a better word, because like they're doing a lot in an unfinished way
yeah.
instead of doing like a lot of things in a linear fashion where they make
Right.
sure they have this asset,
I mean,
asset that all works together.
They are literally developing it in front of their audience, essentially.
Yeah, and none of like more than half of the stuff wasn't a listed feature of the game. Like as I was playing this, I went back to look at their goal their goal listing and the rewards they had listed as they were hitting different monetary goals, and they were really ambitious, like insanely ambitious. Like we're talking like from a $500,000 goal to $1 million goal. They were like, we're going to add 50 ships and like all of this shit, right? As you get down the list, where it's like, 36 million to 37 million, it's like, here's a new backpack design. Like then they've realized, oh shit, this takes like a lot of time. And we need server space. We got to pay for the power. We got to pay these developers. Like, I think it all hit them once they really knew what they were like getting into.
According to some sources, they had to make 2 shell companies to hoard all the money.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Whatever works financially, right?
And apparently they changed engines after the Crytek lawsuit because they were using the Cry engine.
Well,
I cannot confirm or deny this.
Whatever works.
Yeah, whatever works.
And it
seems to be working.
Barely worked. Yeah, it was way more encouraging than I thought it was going to be. So, I'm stoked, and I'm gonna hop back in and try to actually get this shit,
So is
in a
there?
playable
Because I
state.
remember we tried
Well,
playing.
not myself,
Did we try
but-
playing together at one point? Did we?
That might have been like the 10th thing to do down the road, but because we were like gonna install and see if it works and then hop in together to
Yeah.
do something, we never did. Well, that was even more janky at that point. That was when I lost myself in space.
Yeah, I remember I had one experience where I ended up joining on one of their servers. You get thrown in like that hangar, right?
Yeah.
And one of the people there was a group of people on the hangar, and they were using one of those multi-person large ships. And I was like, I want to fucking join them.
Yeah.
Let's see what's up. And I
Yeah,
walked
yeah.
on, and I was like, hello, and can I man your map station console or whatever, your navigation? And yeah, we flew around for a while. And like it was janky. People were like clipping around and stuff. It was weird, but like
Were they talking to you through a headset or through chat?
Typing.
Chat.
There's a global chat that you can be a part of, and dude, everyone in there is so positive.
Well, they're all trying to figure it out, right? They're all trying
It's
to
so helpful, positive people.
Yeah.
I mean, want to be there. They want this game to succeed. So it's a really cool environment to be a part of. Everyone is literally pioneering in a game about being a space pioneer and kind of carving out your own area of the galaxy. It's pretty nuts. But yeah, I mean, at a bare minimum right now, the game's modules are connected. They're playable. You can do missions to earn credits to buy yourself different things. You could buy yourself ships, guns, equipment,
and do they stay on your account as
clothing?
of now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. And then now just to tell you, Felix, they also planned a campaign mode for this as well, called Squadron 42.
Yep.
And this is starring names such as Mark Hamill and Gary Oldman, and it's got a bunch of big names in it that are I don't know if I have this in front of me with this information, but Squadron 42. Gary Oldman, Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, Mark Strong, Lillum.
You hear these names?
Lillum Cunningham, who
Yeah.
is the Onion Knight from Game of Thrones, and Andy Serkis are all in the
biggest
20-hour campaign.
Some of the biggest names in sci-fi.
Now I think you have to buy that separately still.
Well, when I bought it, it said it included the ship and Squadron 42, and at the time, it said what you were buying.
Then I'm good on that
sure.
too, because we bought the same thing. I know.
I gotta check my account because I don't keep up with this. But
RobertSpaceIndustries.com, lock in.
let's see, autofill me, baby. But anyway,
I had to reset my password for sure the other day.
I always have problems logging.
Yeah.
Every time I reinstall this thing. Look, here you go. Here's Mark Hamill. There you go.
And
He's one of the main characters.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a continuation of Wing Commander, dude. Because the guy made Wing Commander back in the day.
Oh, is that what it was?
Pretty cool, huh?
I never played Wing Commander. I heard people like it.
If this was developed in a vacuum and then hit fully developed,
People would be going nuts.
it would be probably the most talked about game of all
People
time.
find it so easy to
I feel like.
rag on because
I mean,
it's-
we're watching development in such a transparent way. And I think
and people are laughing because and I get it. They've taken $250 million.
Yeah, but didn't GTA cost that much money?
I don't know.
I don't know. That might be how much they make though, because they're making lots of money.
Hold on, let me look this up. Because that's development cost. That's a film. That's a AAA game.
He said he wanted to make the best thing he could, and I mean that is a very high scope of a game to try and
$265 million to develop and market GTA 5.
make. Okay. The only difference is that it's been an open book with Roberts.
Right, exactly.
Right, it's been an open book with Star Citizen. We
Yeah.
were literally just staring at the sands of time.
Yeah.
Trickle,
there's
trickle,
no-
you know?
It's so easy as someone not part of that
To laugh at
process
it,
to pick and choose individual things and just and make a joke out of it. But
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, based on the fact that it's coming together, I think it's going to be successful. It's going to at least be a fun product.
Yeah.
It's going to challenge the way you play a space game.
I think it's going to avoid the No Man's Sky criticism only because we've seen it from
So
the
transparent,
beginning.
right,
You're
exactly.
Because like No Man's Sky, they told us things, released it.
Yeah.
Some of those things
This-
weren't real, and then they went silent, right?
This
They
g- yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the heart of it, Star Citizen, at least besides the single-player campaign, seems to be a mix of No Man's Sky and Sea of Thieves in terms of like what you do in the game, freedom,
and-
exploration, mission repetitiveness, the loops of that.
And in a very immersive setting.
Yeah,
Imagine if they add VR to that.
there is. It's supported.
Oh God, I need to get a headset. Oh,
Now,
oh
well,
God, I'm
now
freaking.
I can't speak to how well it's implemented, but
Sure.
those systems are all
Because
in place.
I bought
yeah.
a HOTAS specifically for this game, and
Yeah.
then I bought Elite Dangerous because I wanted something to play with it.
right.
Elite Dangerous didn't do it for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, this
Not the
is
same.
very much like Elite Dangerous, but
Yeah.
obviously you can get out of your ship.
But I
and
wanted
be
I wanted like a flight game. Like I wanted a space flight
Yeah,
game.
I did.
so-
Dude, I did the same thing. As soon as I bought a VR headset, Elite Dangerous,
Elite Dan-
and then this is my experience with Elite Dangerous, right?
Yeah.
I don't play it for a fucking year. I sit down, spend an hour trying to remember how to fucking do anything, put it down, wait a year,
do it all again.
reinstall it, spend an hour trying to figure the fuck out.
Every time
stare around in VR like, oh, just fucking
Every
cool
time
looking. But then
I
like, I don't know, where am I gonna fucking?
Every
fly?
time
don't know
I
how to
try
fly.
and play Elite Dangerous again, it's literally like 3 hours.
Retract
of going,
hard points before warping.
How
the
do
fuck
I
do I
all
do that?
this?
Yeah, I have dude, no fucking
Every
clue.
time.
No fucking clue.
All right, you want to move on? Mm-hmm. You think we can
I'm ready.
We're gonna do Pokemon now. Is that all right with you?
You guys talk. I'll just be here.
I love you, Felix.
He's scrolling. He's scrolling.
No,
social
I'm
media
not
on
like
his phone.
I appreciate other people's zeal for types of games that they love,
Mm-hmm.
but like I never grew up with Pokemon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was drinking and falling down on my face, and sleeping
As
with
one
random
does.
people.
It's okay.
Sleeping with random Pokemon.
You were probably way cooler than me at that time.
No, I wasn't cool. I wasn't cool. I was a degenerate alcoholic. That's pretty much what I was doing.
That's
now.
cool, man.
Fair enough.
When Pokemon was becoming hot.
Fair enough. So Pokemon Sword and Shield came out.
Yeah.
We've been playing it for a while. We haven't been talking that much because we haven't been
Yeah,
on
I
the show.
totally forgot to. I wanted to bring God on to talk about it because
Yeah.
he hates it.
And I can definitely
Well,
I can
God-
I can tell you why he hates it, and I know exactly why he hates
Okay,
it.
then do that.
God is a hardcore like he's played every release to exhaustion Pokemon fan. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if he has the same complaints I do about it.
I don't
It's
know.
very possible.
Probably.
let's
I bet his would be a little bit more specific. And
I think
Yeah,
eventually we need
because
to-
I'm not
to-
hardcore.
I'm
we
not
need to
at all
have him
either.
back
I'm having
on.
fun with it.
I'm having fun with it too.
We should have him back on and then have him air it out because I'm curious.
I'd be
Yeah.
down. I'd be down because this is probably a game. I mean, like we're gonna be playing this for a while. At least me until I'm enjoy. Okay,
It's
let's talk about
it's my current Switch game. You know how you have like a
Yeah.
Switch game?
Yeah,
this
it's
is
the one
right
I'm turning
now.
on.
This is my Switch game.
To be fair, I also over Black Friday I bought 2 games.
What'd you
I
buy?
bought Civ 6 for the Switch, $20, cross save with PC.
I think it runs.
Does it
way,
have cross save with PC?
yeah, it
God
does.
damn it! I
It's
don't.
so
I have it
funny,
on
though,
PC, but I
but
don't have to
I-
spend money again for it.
I think
I'll
Civ
need to do
6
that.
runs way better on my iPhone.
Probably.
It's
We've talked about this
so much
just
on
slower.
the show
Yeah.
about how well optimized it is
And
for iPhone.
I bought Days Gone
Oh, good.
because I'm gonna play it over my Christmas vacation. That's what I'm gonna dabble in.
I didn't stop playing that game because I hated it.
You
I
just
put it
moved on.
down for I put it down for 2 days because it had a weird audio glitch. Then they
I
patched
mean,
it.
they've been patching the shit out of that game, so we're gonna see. It's been a bunch of months. I'll play it.
I want to
But
rotate back to it eventually.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. It's a Pokemon game, right?
It's very much a Pokemon game. Yeah.
And I think that's awesome because it's exactly what I want. And I'm sure you can attest to that. You just I just want a Pokemon game. I just want to go in the tall grass and catch Pokemon.
I think what this game does really well on the Pokemon formula is seeing them out in the wild,
Yes.
all individually, just like you would in what is it? Let's Go.
Go.
Yeah. It's that. It's mixed with the wild area, which is a free roaming area where you can see real people out in the wild. You can control your camera,
Yeah.
which is low key. Like it just changes the feel
Yeah.
of Pokemon.
And it's literally like something that they have never done.
Never.
Never.
So not a huge thing in terms of a video game's ability to do this, but
Right.
to the Pokemon experience, it's massive. It changes how your entire feel is in
Right.
this area.
Clicking on the right stick, it actually just pulls it out.
Yep, you
Yeah,
can
so that's
widen the whole
kinda
camera.
cool.
It makes it like
But like
it drives home the adventure game aspect of Pokemon.
It feels weird praising it for this. A little bit.
For a camera move?
Yes.
I'm not praising the game for a camera move. I think it's one of the things that sets apart the feel.
Right.
And it was a good move. So I guess that is praise.
So,
but
when they design these Pokemon games, especially when they made the jump from like sprites to 3D models on the 3DS, I guess they did. Usually they would lock the camera in place. The reason why you would do that, and the same thing with like Zelda Link's Awakening, right? They're locking the camera in a certain angle, is because if you turn the camera, there's nothing.
Right.
Nothing else is designed on the other side of that. Right. So
exactly.
like the 3D movement is important because they designed a 3D play area meant to be looked at from all angles. Right. That's like the cool thing that they did, which I'm saying that, but like literally everyone else in the game industry does this when they make a console game already. Right. Like Breath of the Wild or Dragon Quest XI. Like
sure. Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out. Because to me, I'm having so much fun with this. I love just getting out there, hunting them Pokemon. Oh, I don't have that one. I'm going to catch that one. The gym battles.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. But overall, not a whole lot of growth for this game. But when I think about it jumping from a handheld-only device to a thing I play on a TV now, or can. I have that option.
How do you play?
If you...
both. I've been playing on both.
Both?
Yeah. When I'm at home,
I've done both,
I'm gonna stream it because like I haven't been streaming it because I've been finishing Fallen Order. I finished that.
Would that be an entertaining game to stream? I don't.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's got a pretty good viewership, but
I would say
I don't know
people
if you
like to watch
specifically
I'm not
enjoy playing.
The way I play it is like I hang out in an area and catch a bunch of Pokemon for a while, right? Like and then I like poke around. But another problem I have with it is all the routes, which my little 13-year-old kid brain was like, wow, this is a massive journey from this town to this town. But to me, it feels like because of the 3D translation, because it looks bigger, but in reality, going through like one of the caves is like literally 3 little zones that are tied together.
Yeah, the caves are really small,
and even just the routes, not that big either.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm able to like push through these routes very quickly.
But you know what?
Go ahead, because I love it, and like don't get me wrong, I'm not like bashing.
No. But the things that you're saying are definitely the root of a lot of like negativity that I've heard about this game.
And like I don't give a shit about Dexit, by the way. I do not care.
Oh yeah,
like God would be on here, being like, fuck them. They didn't have all 922 Pokemon in this game, and I'm like, I don't want to catch 922 Pokemon.
I don't give a shit personally either.
Honestly, 150. That's my.
What did they max out? What did they max out at?
I think there's like 300.
There's 300 something in this.
And that's not enough for the average Pokemon.
Well, not every single one wasn't there.
To briefly describe the Dexit problem, the Pokedex exit.
They didn't have all the Pokemon in this game.
And
Pokedex exit.
It's a play on Brexit.
I know.
Okay, just for anyone out there listening in the world.
So there is a large, massive build-up through the years of different Pokemon that have been released.
Correct.
But I don't think every game has had
and people who bought
a lot
every
of
game.
Pokemon.
Well, because they sell you bank access. Nintendo or Game Freak has like you buy their Pokemon bank and you can move your Pokemon from the old games into the new games and just take your teams with you and you pay for bank storage for your Pokemon. So they were like, well, you're going to charge us for the bank, but you're not going to offer the full Pokemons that we can throw into the game. I know that was like a huge thing.
So is this like let me be clear. Is this like I bought the new Mortal Kombat 11 and I expected Sonya Blade to be in it and she's not? Or is this something a little bit
That's
more
a
personal?
crazy leap to try and align.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying my best.
I know.
Let me tell you, Street Fighter V released with like 10 Street Fighter people.
Right.
Right, and then there's a big roster for Street Fighter now, but they released it with a small roster. I don't know if this is a good comparison. I don't think so.
I tried my best.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no right or wrong
This
answer.
is a very unique situation.
Well, I was just thinking in terms of like.
It really is.
No, I was thinking in terms of like trademark and brand recognition.
Yeah.
Right.
Pikachu's in it. Don't worry.
No, but I'm saying like okay, yeah, there's a great example.
Yeah.
Like a character in Mortal Kombat is recognizable to the brand, so
They would never remove Scorpion.
Right.
Probably.
But
who knows?
But what you're talking about is there are a lot of unnecessary Pokemon that. What's the plural?
Pokemon.
Pokemon. There's a lot of unnecessary Pokemon that weren't relevant to this story, so they didn't put them in.
Here's the
It's
thing.
not story relevancy. It's just the fact that like since Red and Blue came out in the mid '90s, you have had this growing collection of all of these these monsters, right?
Mhm.
They all had a number from 0 to whatever the fuck, right? And they were like, they could be reconciled on a giant list of every Pokemon that has ever existed ever.
So there are people who bought this game. Please bear with me while
Yes.
I ask these
No,
questions.
this
This is good.
So there are people who bought this game and at some point with Red and Blue got excited about certain Pokemon. Like I would get excited about Sonya Blade. She's like
Sure.
my favorite character in Mortal Kombat. So I go to the new game, the Mortal Kombat, and I want to play as Sonya Blade and she's not there. Or in this case, I want to collect that Pokemon.
right.
And my favorite one from Red and Blue isn't there. Wouldn't I be fucking completely let down and say this is a piece of shit game?
Yeah, and that's where a lot of the complaint comes.
Yeah,
Jim Sterling actually did a video because his
Yeah.
favorite Pokemon's not on it. Ekans didn't
Some,
make the cut.
some,
Well,
some
but-
of
but
some
also-
of the, well, I just want to hold on.
Look, go ahead.
I want to clarify this because it's a little bit of an important thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there are Pokemon, like in previous versions, that could be brought into that version that weren't native to that game, but the game allowed them to be played, represented, modeled, imported from your collection, essentially.
I don't know. Say again.
You have an Ekans.
Yes.
And Ekans is not in Sun and Moon. It might be. I don't know. I'm not introducing. This is an example, right?
Right. Hypothetical.
You go to your bank,
I don't.
shoot Ekans into Sun and Moon, and you
Okay.
can play with that Pokemon in Sun and Moon.
Yes, I believe
So-
that's the idea of the
right.
national bank.
So
the bank,
going back to your
the bank app.
point, imagine that you love Sonya Blade. They put out games without Sonya Blade as a obtainable character
In the past.
but because you played a game earlier and put Sonya Blade in your fighter bank, you
Yeah.
kept bringing her forward.
Yeah, I could put her in newer games, and then these came out, and they don't give you the ability to use the bank.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's kind of fucky.
Yeah.
And it upset a lot. It upset a lot of the hardcore people.
Is that because they were trying to streamline the process for new fans?
Well, their explanation was
I think that's part of it.
they
yeah.
wanted to take the time to model and get the animations right and do all the. They had all these reasoning for the reason why they wanted to do that.
Sound fucking valid to me.
But then the game comes out and people are tweeting out like, are these the animations you were working on? And it's literally someone doing like tail whip, and the Pokemon goes burp, 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 like in a static. The model just goes like that,
they're,
right?
they're making fun of how not complicated the animations are.
Right.
Which, as a consumer, you
And
have
then
no fucking clue.
people
but-
were trashing the wild area, and I don't want to go on a trash fest against Pokemon because I am legitimately loving this game.
But
Right.
there's so many. You said 900.
Something. It's
gotta be something like
So
that.
there's like 900 Pokemon, and there's all these people who are fans out there.
Yeah, a lot.
Like they're not going to be able to appease
no,
everybody.
You can't endlessly
Can't.
grow this collection.
And
you
for-
have to cut it off.
And
at
I
some point.
personally, I think I'm going to be frank with you. All the Pokemon fans out there are going to be pissed. I think it's pretty shallow if you dislike an entire game because it lacks one fucking character. Like I would never dislike
don't
Mortal Kombat.
I don't
because
disagree with you.
It's
Right.
lacking. I mean, lacking Sonya Blade.
And-
like Troll made the point where he said, like, yeah, Scorpion's been missing for 2 games. Like, and I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
You know,
probably
like,
not.
but like,
And like literally, I'm not even noticing what's
do
missing.
people get
Like,
really
it
that
doesn't matter to
passionate
me.
about the individual character?
You can. People grow attached
Do
to
they?
things. Yeah, sure. I'm not going to be attached to any Pokemon specifically missing. I'll be like, oh shucks, this character's not here. But
Yeah.
like, I'm playing because I know I'm going to collect. Ooh, this is a cool, unique monster that I've never seen before. I'm going to play with him for a while. And the game is actually. Let's talk about the game a little bit.
Let's talk
more.
about the game
Yeah.
over because, look, here's what has never changed in Pokemon.
Yeah.
You pick one of 3 to start. You run around. You collect them,
You collect them.
and that
Fight gym leaders.
that has not changed.
not at all.
Right, but like if you look at all the differences in how the game actually works, like in a moment-to-moment basis between Red and Blue,
Yep.
and right now,
Yeah.
it's an entirely different fucking game outside of the core loop.
For sure. And one thing I can really appreciate about it, it respects my time as an adult person trying to play
That
Pokemon.
actually does, yeah.
No joke,
Yeah.
because XP share was an item you got in the original games, which when you win a fight, you get XP. Your Pokemon you use or the multiple Pokemon you use in a fight will get the XP. But now everyone in your party gets XP, a certain amount of XP depending. So for me, I can raise whole teams very quickly. The wild area, which is really it's cool. It's a cool it's like the mainline feature, right? That's like one of the things they were like pushing on the marketing. You go to these special areas in the wild area, and you trigger raid battles, and you fight these Gigantamaxed Pokemon, these marshmallow-sized, like like the man-sized
Stay
Pokemon.
Puft Marshmallow.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. They blow these things up, and then you and 4 other people, friends, they can be because they have also another cool feature, the social feed. I actually like this thing. I know people hate this.
He's just rattling off new things and new experiences in this game.
And like I can see Trip. He's in the wild. He just caught a Pikachu in the wild, right? And then I can see Trip starting a raid battle, and I could be like, "Fuck yeah, let's go! I'm gonna join you, Trip." And then I can just join on him, and then we're playing together. You get like XP candies. So if I want to level a dude up from level 1 and I want him in my party right now, I'm gonna level him up right now, and then I'm gonna be able to play with him in my party. I don't have to I don't have to grind. I don't have to grind for it. I can just fight a bunch of raid
This
battles.
is completely different from what Neo's talking about, but I can set up camp and play with my Pokemon.
Yeah, you can.
I can take off the Switch controller with its motion sensing capability and fucking play with a cat toy.
Yeah,
As
and they
my
love
Pokemon
it.
comes up to the screen and fucking whaps at it. And then when I'm done, I can cook us some curry. We can have some dinner, and then we all eat. And then I'm saying, time to pack the camp up. And they go, wow, you guys are great friends right now. You guys earned this much more friendship and
there's
experience.
there's like a hidden friendship stat.
That's amazing. That's a lot of fucking fun.
And you get XP for it, and they heal. And
That wasn't
you
in
heal your
Sun and
party.
Moon.
No, I had never played it. You would tell me.
What is with Japanese games and making food for animals?
They love making
They
food
love
in
it.
general.
It's anything they love.
It was
they
half
love,
of Final Fantasy 15, which is making food. Dude.
You guys brought that
Yeah.
up. You also brought it up in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cook in
Monster Hunter has
the cat.
the most insane cutscene for when they make food.
It's true. It's probably the best thing in the game. I love it.
Making food, man.
So here's
I've
the thing.
uncovered a new recipe.
Yeah. Oh God.
I love Japanese food.
Recipe.
Me too.
I really
No,
do.
it slaps, dude.
Just want to be frank
So
about that.
overall, they've been, as much as the network side of it sucks, because when you're in the wild area online, I see people
Yeah, it's
stuttering
a little
around.
choppy.
But it works for the most part. I
Yeah.
wish it didn't look like a chop fest when you take your game
Right.
online. But overall, I'm loving the whole thing.
And look, I mean, the company that has been making this game, Game Freak, this has been their lane for the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
They make Pokemon games. They make a handheld monster catching experience for children.
Correct. And that's what
So
we can't
everyone
forget
that's
about.
complaining is like, where's my big, huge fucking open world Final Fantasy
Breath of the
15
Wild.
Pokemon?
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be like that. But where the game has come from, where it's gone, where it is now, is an amazing leap in Pokemon experience.
I would agree. Yeah, for sure. And
That's fun to play.
honestly, the cutscenes, or like the fight scenes, they don't look that bad. They're not.
No, they
they're
look
not
great.
awful. And like playing it on my TV is pretty. Like,
I think some of those fight animations as well were taken out of context because I've
Yeah.
seen for one move, I've seen both the hop that was memed.
I think it just
I've
depends.
seen the hop, and then I've seen a full animation for it. So I think the game is like
I think
has a
it
bugged
depends
situation
on the
where it
move
doesn't.
and the character,
Right,
and
right.
the Pokemon. Yeah, but overall, it's a fun game.
It's fun as shit.
But personally, I wish, as one of the biggest IPs in the world, the most profitable IP in the world, over Star Wars,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Marvel. We
Is that a
discovered,
fact?
we discovered
That is
this
a
on
fact.
the
Wow,
God
it's a fact.
on the God episode.
That's
Yeah, we
crazy.
looked this up
Yeah, they were winning
Wow.
by a lot.
like Tiger Blood. Winning.
I wish
Sheesh.
you could fill out Game Freak's squad a little more, right?
What do you mean?
Give them a little more dough. Give them a little bigger team.
Oh,
Make that bigger game.
Yeah.
Go a little bit more ambitious.
Right.
Don't just do the safe thing like they've been doing. Because I would have liked to see a more better textures, better running. Like better story a little bit. Because
okay, yeah, but
the story's a little flat. I get it. It's still a Pokemon.
story is
game.
never-
Sounds
The
like my
story is
experience
never-
with Fallout.
story's never going to be.
It's not. I mean, but look, it's been the
Better
same. It's been the
checks.
same story since the 90s.
Hold on.
Better
Yeah.
textures, more
So, like,
story.
The story's not going to
Fine.
change.
Ever.
It's going to be a cringy. Let me be the best adventure.
and
right?
you're gonna leave your home with your rival, and you're gonna pick your Pokemons
But
together.
in
and
terms of the graphics, they're not going to get to I think where you want them to be either.
you're probably right.
The Switch can do a lot, right? But the only place in where it's really, really pushed performance-wise, outside of optimization, which I think is what's happening in the wild area, is when you have a much more advanced game being ported down. You have to cut corners to make it work.
like Doom or whatever. Like
Doom, The Witcher, Skyrim,
I
even.
mean-
like
that. I've been talking to people, and apparently Dragon Quest XI looks freaking amazing on the Switch.
It does,
and
but it's
runs good on the
cell
Switch.
shaded.
This game's not cell shaded?
What, Pokemon? No.
It's not.
I'm saying it's like the similar kind of vibe
All right.
in general, right? They're slightly different art designs, but
Okay.
they're on a similar kind of
But you
wavelength.
would think a game designed specifically for the Switch can be optimized to it because they're published by Nintendo. They have the Nintendo resources, right? They're been under that umbrella for forever.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Like sometimes I just wish they would just push themselves a little bit.
Sure.
I bought the Switcher,
But
by
I
the
don't
way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's cool.
I did it.
How's it run?
Great.
Oh wow.
I don't know personally Game Freak's like
Deal.
handle
Yeah.
on development in a space that's not a portable Nintendo system.
Right, and I think that shows a lot in this game.
Yeah.
Because I still believe that this behaves as if it was a portable game.
Yeah.
But I think the argument I was making online like a week ago, I was like, but it's like not a portable game anymore because it can be played as a console game.
Right.
Nintendo doesn't even call this a hand like they don't call it. They call it a home console. That was their official terminology with the Switch.
I mean, thinking about where it could possibly go, if you have a permanently free roaming camera and big wide open areas, that might be the only thing that makes people feel like it's a real true difference in the game. But what no one thinks about is, am I going to be able to get the same Pokemon experience? Am I going to have an efficient, fun gameplay experience if it's like that?
Yeah.
Because I think that's some of the trade-off. You have to find a balance in these games.
And
I'm not saying I know what the balance is,
Right.
but when you introduce a game of that scale or of that kind of like, gameplay design mechanic, you have to design the game around how the player will be moving.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to take a hit on that in terms of like Pokemon accessibility, grinding for the one you haven't caught yet. Like all that shit needs to filter into its place in the game.
Right.
And it's going to be different if the game plays differently.
You're right.
It could be good. It could be great. But
with that said, with all my how I wish, all my wishes, right?
right.
I'm loving the experience that they did make.
Yeah,
and
I
they
am
did
too.
put in front of me.
I am too, in a big way.
And it's and frankly, I get why people are complaining, and sure, it bothers me too. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna sit in bed and play some Pokemon and enjoy myself.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Do it.
I'm gonna. I have some more badges to get later. I'm like halfway through the game.
Yeah, I think I'm like halfway too, roughly.
Yeah, I beat the old lady gym. Leader.
Oh, nice. I haven't done that yet. I met her, but I haven't actually fought her.
So I did the dumb thing of assuming, because they don't really tell you. I didn't look this up until I got into the gym, or until I started the event. What her Pokemon were, because I just didn't. I'm just like, I think I got a well-rounded team. I'm good. Literally, no one in my team was a good counter for her team.
Oh, really?
So I struggled my whole way through, and I went down to my last breath, and my Gyarados fucking tore it up at the end there. Yeah,
that's old school, at least for me personally, because I would always pick Charizard.
Yeah.
That's the old school experience going up against Misty, with a Charizard and a Charmander.
yeah, because she's the first gym you fight,
it's
right?
a water gym.
And then you got Rock right after that.
You get
with
fucking
Rock. Yeah,
I think Rock might be first.
Grass was.
I think it's Rock then Misty. Either
Oh,
way,
yeah,
you
yeah.
get boned out the ass if you pick Charmander.
I always picked Bulbasaur, and he always made the first couple gyms really easy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Just cruise right there.
He was my fave.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of people who are playing in the Discord, and we're doing a whole bunch of trades and stuff. So if you need
Yeah, I threw my shit in there, and then I realized I didn't fucking
demos,
hop into any of that.
he hooked me up with a Score Bunny.
Nice.
So now I picked the Grookey.
Nice, cool.
What'd you?
I was Score Bunny.
Score Bunny.
Yep.
I saw the evolution of Score Bunny. I was like, I fucking want that fucking bunny. I want that bunny. He looks super
he's
cool.
Cool, man. He's chill.
And he gave me the frog one too. So I have all 3 starters.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm raising a team of Eevees because you can make these Pokemon bone, Felix. You give them to a place and they bone.
Like bone, like fuck.
Like fuck.
They procreate.
Yeah.
And then you go to the nursery
Pokemon
where they're fucking, and they give you an egg, and you walk around with the egg in your inventory, and then it hatches. They have genders too.
Do kids interpret this as
No.
procreation?
Who knows?
Breeding.
Who knows?
Breeding.
It's breeding.
Yeah, they call it Pokemon breeding.
Because kids look at them
Man,
as
I can't wait till
animals.
Pokemon is like really realistic, where you have to like take care of your pets like they are real pets. You know, you got to like
Like Pet Rock.
Did it?
take it to the
shit.
vet. You have to like
Black
express
and-
their anal
No, what was
glands.
it?
You have to
It
do
was
all that
X
shit.
and
you
Y
know?
did that, I think.
Wasn't
Maybe.
You couldn't
Wasn't-
express Pokemon anal glands in X and Y.
Oh no, yeah.
I said Pet Rock. That's not what I'm thinking of. What am I thinking? What's
Tamagotchis.
Tamagotchis. Thank you.
Yeah, like that.
There
Yeah.
it is.
There was a mode in one of the
Yep, yeah.
DS versions where you could I want to talk to my Pikachu, and like it would put your Pikachu on the screen.
Oh, that was a fucking
Is Tamagotchi the inspiration for original Pokemon?
maybe.
dude. That was originally an N64 game.
Hey, you Pikachu.
Hey, you Pikachu.
Yeah. And you had the mic,
Yeah.
And
you
you
had
would
an
be like-
actual microphone,
and you would talk to it.
like a headset
Yeah.
thing. Oh my god, it was amazing.
Man, Pokemon guys.
You can kill your Tamagotchis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just don't.
Your
feed them.
your Pokemon don't die unless you can let them go or they faint. They're dying. Not
Got it.
allowed. It's a no. But yeah, man, Pokemon.
Well,
How
good
mu-
talks. We're already over an hour.
You want to move into the
on our
news?
show.
Let's be pretty quick.
Let's just kind of
So-
rattle this stuff off if people aren't aware.
Stomach's
Rattle
hungry.
it off. Come on, you guys. You got.
I'm
at least
fine.
30 minutes.
Oh,
Come on. All right. Let's talk about the first thing. Let's talk about Half-Life Alyx. Did you guys watch the trailer?
I
did
did
not.
watch a trailer.
You didn't watch it?
I know you posted it.
Way to do your homework.
I just
Way to
didn't.
do your homework. 2-minute
VR
trailer.
games give me a headache.
But you're not putting the headset on for this trailer.
No, I know, but like I didn't.
Right.
Well, I
So
got it.
The trailer showed off some really cool ass shit.
Probably
right?
look cool.
We haven't talked about it since they released it. So briefly, they showed what Half-Life 2 pioneered in 2005 was the use of item physics in the world.
I'll watch it.
Even before you should. It's really thanks, Felix. Even before Skyrim had all of its like weird physics, right? And all these games did. Half-Life 2 was the thing that showed off what physics were capable of in
Oh,
a
yeah,
game,
dude.
right? They had a bunch of like demos that they before anyway. So this when Valve makes a game, they don't make a game unless they're dumb and they make a card game. They make a Half-Life or Portal game when they want to show off tech or when they want to push something forward. Half-Life 1 did that with the first-person narrative. Half-Life 2 did that with physics and I would say a narrative as well, but they were very unique in the way they did it. They did it really well, and that's why people cry about Half-Life 3, like me.
It was the standard for a lot in video games.
And a lot of video games take a lot of cues from the way Half-Life 2 did their
Damn right.
their games. So very much so. And then Portal went even further with that, with physics puzzles and the way portals just worked in the game. And
Yeah, it was so good.
it was a surreal experience. So this VR game seems to do something really cool. Like it uses those physics in a VR space, and it takes the gravity gun from Half-Life 2 and puts it into your gloves. And so now you're out there grabbing at things, and you got to watch the trailer because
Well.
I'm just saying because they demonstrate it in a really cool way that makes it look fun to play. You got your character moving like barrels aside to like peek around corners and through things.
Of course, I mean, very interactable.
Yeah.
Very. It's
Well, I remember how the gravity gun worked.
Right.
was
And
awesome.
just the way you interacted with like objects in the world.
Yeah, you can use like
There's
the gravity
a
gun
moment
to, like,
there's a
stack
moment in the
stuff.
trailer. There's a moment in the trailer where she's got an empty gun and she's panicking, right? And she's pushing these items aside on a shelf, grabs some bullets, and then throws them in the
Yep.
little mini shotgun, and then fires at an enemy. And
I like shit like that where it takes the real amont of time to do
right,
something
and it's all
in a real
one-to-one motion.
tedious way. Yeah, I actually like that in a video game.
Yeah, I mean, but for VR, you want that, right? Because
Yeah.
you want that
You want
one-to-one
to feel like
action.
you're actually there in the shit, whatever
and
the shit
it's-
is.
It looks good, and it literally made me go, okay, I think it's time for me to look at VR headsets.
That's
and,
exactly their goal.
and that is exactly their goal because this year, people are forgetting that for the last 4 or 5 years, Valve put a lot of money into development for VR. This is what they've been doing. They did Steam VR, right? They have their VR interactivity. You've used it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw you use it. Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. That's my home. Like I don't use
Right.
the Vive stuff.
Right.
I go right to Steam at this
Right.
point.
And they put a lot of work into that. This past year, they put out the Valve Index, a $1,000 headset, which I will not be getting. I'm looking at the Rift S, by the way. That's
Oh, nice.
the one
Very,
I'm
very
looking
cool.
at,
Yeah.
The Rift. There's the Rift. Where's that tetherless one? The Quest, I think. It's a standalone headset that they released a update for it that lets you link to PCs.
Oh, I know that.
So you can USB 3 into your computer, and you can run Steam. You can run
Yeah.
games that are being powered by your computer. So
Damn.
I was deciding between both of those.
That's a nice cost-saving maneuver right
They're
there.
the same price.
Oh.
But you get the freedom of choice to not be tethered to your computer, be wireless.
That is nice. That's worth
Similar
something.
quality.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that later. But I'm deciding on those. Probably not going to get there yet. Valve.
You have a couple months.
I have so many months,
Yeah.
and like honestly, I can wait for a good sale. It doesn't matter. I'm not in a rush to do it.
You're not looking to play this game day one. You're looking to figure out what the best experience is
when it comes out
for both the game and what to play it on, and monetarily.
Right. Like hell, I might even need to update my computer a little bit because the specs for this game, the requirements. Have you seen the requirements for this?
It's like a 1070 minimum, right?
It's I got them right here. The good news is it works with like any headset.
I watched
more
it.
or less. Looks cool, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Nice.
saw how they were like they had to pick up the bullets and like put them in, physically pick them up.
Very cool. Where's the system requirements?
I like how they were like spreading things out like on the
It's a
shelf.
little find. Search like GTX.
Neo.
What's that?
I like how they were spreading things out on the
website.
shelf,
Command F.
and like pushing things aside and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And
Very interactable.
Yeah, and a lot of games attempt at that, but I feel like it's Valve that really does it. Let's go to
There was
Steam.
something
Let's
else
go
I
to Steam
noticed.
page. I'm just going to the Steam page.
Command F.
You're looking for GTX. He's searching
Looking
the page.
for 1970.
I just
No,
wish I didn't
not-
get
not
headaches
there.
from fucking
From VR.
VR. And
Oh, that
somebody
makes sense,
brought
actually.
something up recently to me that I think might be valid. Maybe the low resolution of PSVR is the problem.
It is. The PC headsets have a very high resolution and a higher refresh rate.
The
which is
refresh
also
rate
important.
can absolutely give you headaches if it's too low, because the screens are too close to your eyes, and they're flickering in a way that isn't realistic to your brain,
And you
because
get
that's
the
all
scr-
that you see.
And you get the effect where you're looking through a screen door, like really close.
Yeah, yeah.
They call
All
it a
that
screen door
adds up
effect.
to a headache experience for sure.
I tried an Oculus in the Microsoft store. I played Beat Saber. Fuck yeah,
Nice.
it worked. It was really cool.
I still love my OG Vive.
Yeah, that's nice. That's cool.
I got it for $100 off too. It was like an open box at Micro Center.
So the requirements for this thing, that's awesome. I wouldn't mind doing it. I would do that. I don't care if it's on someone else's face. I'll fucking use
It's
alcohol.
been fine this whole time.
The processor is the minimum processor is a i5 7500. So I have an i7, like I don't even know if this is going to translate. I have an i7 5960.
Oh,
And
yeah.
12 gigabytes of RAM. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit, this is one of the most intensive games. And a GTX 1060. I have a 980 Ti. So,
You gotta up it.
yeah, I'm falling behind a little bit on this. And now I'm feeling real bad.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what happens with PC games, dude. Every once
Yeah.
in a while, some comes out, and you're like, shit, this is the
Shit,
moment.
this is
the
the
year I have to
My
bump up.
economy build wouldn't even be able to start that.
Your graphics card is okay. It depends on how much VRAM you have. You have like a 1660 something.
I don't know, 6 gigs. I think.
You do have a newer
It's something
processor.
minor.
Your processor you might be okay. You might be right there. You might be riding the edge. You might be edging.
It's all right.
Don't worry. Not one to worry about. But
We're good playing on console.
so what I really wanted to talk about this looks cool, right?
It looks very cool.
Very cool. And Valve this is their thing. They've been planning a VR thing for a while.
This is the first not Halo,
Half-Life.
Half-Life news we've gotten officially in literally years, after people were nonstop. Just everyone asks. It's like a meme at this
It's a
point.
meme. Half-Life 3. Yeah.
Where's Half-Life 3?
So this
Half-Life
is
3
Half-Life.
confirmed.
This is Half-Life 1.5 essentially. 'Cause
Yeah.
It takes place between 1 and 2. So it's not 3. That cliffhanger will forever haunt us.
It's like the Borderlands pre-sequel.
Yes, kind of. Yes. So last year, Valve bought a developer, which they don't really do ever. They bought Campo Santo, the makers of Firewatch. Last year at the VGAs, they showed off a game called In the Valley of the Gods that was like premiered at the Game Awards, which is a fast approaching. It's in like a week or two from now. They bought it. They bought the studio, brought them in their fold, and then months later, people noticed that their Twitter profiles of the developers said, "We're creators of Valley of the Gods," right? Their game, and then they noticed it changed, and they removed that from their Twitter bios. So that was like a huge thing that went down, and people are going, "Why would they remove that? Aren't they still? It's still it's on the Steam still, 2020 release date." Like people are like what's going on? They announced Half-Life Alyx a few weeks ago, right? We got that announcement. We learned that the Campo Santo people were pivoted into working on a Half-Life game. This is the said Half-Life game, and now it appears as though In the Valley of the Gods has been quietly being snuffed out, as if it's no longer being
Pushed to the
worked on.
side in a big way.
The trailer is missing, right? Didn't you say?
I can't. I mean, at least the link that I followed, maybe on
So
their
that was
official,
a game that was never released. Is that what you're
Correct.
saying? Got it.
They had a goal of the end of 2019. for a release of this game. And now it's in like permanent limbo as those teams work on and focus on Half-Life Alyx.
Right. And
What
now
was that game supposed to be?
like Firewatch, which was like a first-person explorer
Story-driven,
puzzle,
yeah.
something like that. It went from 2020 release date to now it is TBD. So
Yeah,
weird, right?
they're busy.
Busy making Half-Life. Which if you were Campo Santo making indie games, right, and then Valve is like, all right, we just bought you. Do you guys want to make a Half-Life game?
Right.
And you're a developer who loves games, who's probably played Half-Life, grew up playing Half-Life.
Yeah.
Assumingly, maybe, who knows? I mean, I get it.
Jump on it.
I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Anyway, pretty weird, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I hope the game doesn't go away. I hope it's just literally on a severe hiatus while they crunch for Alyx, because that kind of game I think is a lot of fun to play. And
These games,
I'm all for it. I haven't played Firewatch, but my first experience with a game like that was Gone Home.
Mm-hmm.
And Gone Home was an incredible, incredible game.
I played it too.
So this is the kind of game we need more of in the Valley of the Gods. Not that Half-Life wouldn't be fun, but I would hope that in the long term, an experience like this doesn't get crushed and sacrificed to have a Half-Life VR game that a lot of people wouldn't experience because of the medium.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, I'd hope not either, because that team were good at what they did, right?
I mean, it's a very real possibility of it happening, though, so we got to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, it's worth talking about. Talk about the next thing now.
Yeah.
Which is, so this week we got rumors of Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, they were unearthed some screenshots, boy.
Yeah, but
well, not screenshots, art shots.
Before this, people were saying, there were rumors going like, oh, they've already started development like a year before Resident Evil 2 came out. So like as soon as Resident Evil 2 got to a point where it was like pretty much done and they had to like put the finishing touches, the team had already started development on 3, which is cool to hear, because assuming they're using the same engine and assets, because the game takes place in mostly the same areas.
Yeah.
More like different areas. There's some other ones.
It's more city focused, but it was timeline wise happens at the same time that 2 does in a lot of overlapping
it's like
times.
One's in the summer, because that's why she's like in a mini skirt, Jill.
It's not the same character.
Not the same character.
Yeah.
Different characters.
Different character, yeah.
It's Jill Valentine and who?
And Carlos Valdez.
This is going to be exciting for me because you know how much I loved the remake of 2.
Yeah.
Which means,
It's
and
more
I
of
never
this, yeah.
played 3 back in the day.
Oh,
And this is going to have
yeah.
the same like engine and graphics as 2. So like this is.
Well, it's a little
sale for
weird.
me.
Not weird, but it'll be interesting to see how they implement this this mechanic here, because the Nemesis character in the original game did what Mr. X does in 2. He just kind of fucking bursts on the scene, and you got to go, oh shit, and like either deal with him or run away.
It's funny. I don't even remember Mr. X from the original game, original Resident Evil 2. I don't remember him as a character. I just remember William Birkin. That's all. That's the only thing I remember, him just popping out.
Mr. X is in it, but it's not really the same experience that it is in the remake. Yeah.
Yeah, in the remake. Yeah, it's interesting because you're right. Nemesis. Well, because Nemesis would always show up at like I remember him showing up at key points throughout the game to block your path, and you had to pick to fight or run.
Yeah.
And if you fought him, you would get a cool weapon. Like it would get a nice weapon or ammo.
You had to like kill him every time, and I could slowly piece together like a really powerful gun or some shit. But you would use like all your ammo trying to fucking take him down.
Or you could run and save your bullets and fight another day.
Yeah.
Like you make those were like your survival choices. In
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Me too, man.
Look at this design, though. So right now, if you guys go to Warrior64's Twitter, he's the one that broke this news with links to PlayStation URLs. The links no longer work; they lead to blank images, but his tweet pictures are still there.
He captured them.
What do you think the speculated release date would be for this?
So the rumors were saying 2020, early 2020, literally almost.
So
a
literally,
year.
they started development on both of these games. Released one last year and one this year.
They're coming up, yeah.
Fucking buying that.
This art just looks fantastic. Dude.
I mean, I'm right there with you, Felix. I mean, they did honestly, when we have our Game of the Year talks, Resident Evil 2 is going to be in that discussion.
Oh, it was such a
sure.
fun platinum, dude.
It's big up there, yeah.
For me,
good.
it was such a fun platinum.
I bet I can't believe you went so hard on that, man. I'm so proud of you. It was great. Everything
Here
about
he
it.
is. You know who? This reminds me right here. This specific picture.
The mouth.
just in the way they've drawn him right here.
Yeah.
Remember in Ocarina of Time when
The
you went
zombies.
not the general zombies, but there's like a boss. I think it's called Dead Hand. A bunch of white hands were sticking up out of the ground, and you got near him, and he'd grab your head. Then he would like lean down and try and bite you.
Yeah.
This guy had like a face that was very much like this. Hold on, I have to
You
look this
pull
up.
them up before
Yeah.
your phone, your computer dies.
Yeah, I know.
Nice. I forgot what I was going to say about Resident Evil, though. Shit, I forgot. Oh, yeah.
This dude.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's the way that his like teeth are like elongated reminds me of that.
Oh, that's so crazy.
So there's the RE3 picture. Here's Dead
So-
Hand from Zelda.
Another funny thing is it looks like they redesigned her costume, Jill's costume.
Grab you and then bite you.
So in the
Fuck.
in the original game, Felix, this is what Jill Valentine looked like.
I remember from 1.
She wore the
God damn, she got sexier.
I mean,
Going from 1
this
to
is
that one?
This is what they.
Was
this
she
is-
going out for a party or something when she got caught up in this shit?
Right. So she wore a tube top and a mini skirt.
What?
Yeah, in the game.
Isn't she
That's
like
what you wear to fight zombies? Dude.
Isn't she like a super like experienced soldier?
In Resident Evil
Yes.
1, in Resident Evil 1, she's in
She
her
was
full,
going to a dinner party, like on the Upper
No,
West
it was just
Side.
a video game made by males.
No.
That's why she.
In Resident Evil 1, this is pretty much what she looked like. This she
Yeah.
she was wearing like a cop uniform.
Yeah, and you can. I think in Resident Evil 2, you can get a callback to that uniform.
Oh,
for-
really?
For your,
I didn't unlock all the stuff.
You can get Leon. I don't know
Leon's-
if you can get it for the. No, you can't get it for Claire. You can't get it for Claire. You get a uniform like that for Leon. For Leon.
Right. Cool. So it looks like they're redesigning her outfit to probably be more zombie apocalypse appropriate.
Yeah, and not look like she's going to a club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. So from these
It's
pictures,
not problematic at all.
she looks a little different, which is cool. Which is I think is
But she's still wearing a low cut halt.
There
Oh
you go.
no,
That's it.
Okay, so it is different. What was the other one you just showed me?
looked
Looked like a halter
I think
top.
that was a fan.
It was a tube top.
I think this is from one of the other games. Resident Evil 2 remake. Claire Redfield. Oh, it's a mod. It's a mod from the PC version.
Oh, okay.
People make their own. Google that later when we get
Yeah.
off air. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's for you, Felix. I did that for you.
But
was
yeah,
I gonna say?
so they look like they're doing like
And
more of a.
The dude Carlos. This is Carlos. This is the other character that you
Yeah,
run
she's
into.
wearing in that. She's wearing like a Maggie from Walking Dead type look. Looking a lot like.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think-
very much.
Is
yeah.
that a kerchief around her neck?
It looks like what's that? It looks like a comm, like a radio.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and a necklace. She's wearing a necklace. Carlos, look, this was the dude from Resident Evil 3.
I mean, even he's got like a deep V. What the fuck?
Sexy Japanese man. This is his redesign here. A little more scruffy, messy hair.
Yeah, look at his face. He looks kind of like what's his name from Punisher.
Oh, really?
John
Yeah.
Bernthal.
So
Yeah,
I don't know if you
Bernthal.
know this, but every game after Resident Evil 5,
Doesn't
Jill.
it look like Bernthal?
Oh, I guess that's interesting.
Bring it in
a little
tighter.
bit.
It's a thought.
That's it.
I don't-
I'm at a distance. I could be
A little bit.
going blind.
So Jill Valentine's actress was actually designed. She was designed after this actress here. Here she is. Oh, what's her name? This is the model for her in-game model after Resident Evil 5 and 6 and anywhere she appeared after Resident Evil 5. That's I don't know her name. Julia Voth. Thank you.
Okay.
And then she cosplays her in real life because why not?
Why not?
Fuck
It's
not,
the exact
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah. So cool, guys. Resident Evil 3, right?
I'm excited for it, dude. 2 is such a great game.
If
Fuck yeah, it was.
they really have been secretly developing that, I am 100% fucking
Well,
buying that.
and they also have the multiplayer game coming out.
I'm
Remember-
not buying that.
I don't think I am either. I'm not. That's a wait and see game.
That's a
For
no way
sure.
in fucking hell.
Because
Nope.
they've made multiple multiplayer Resident Evil games that have been total garbo.
Yep.
As evidenced by the fact that I paid twice for
It's-
Fallout for
Time.
private
Yeah.
for a private world.
Yeah.
I'm getting to this point in my old age where I'm less inclined to play alongside people. Great in a competitive world with people. So if the Resident Evil game is a game where I play alongside people, that might be enjoyable for me. But if it's a against like me competing with someone else, I just have zero
The
interest.
multiplayer game is a 4-player co-op game, but it's asymmetrical. So the
Right.
enemy
Will
is the mastermind.
Yeah, it
So
will be
it's-
like a player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're controlling the zombies and the traps and the Mr. X.
No
and-
interest.
Yeah, I understand. I don't think I am either. The more I think about it,
I'm a grown man who's tired of all the toxicity. I don't care anymore.
totally, I'm with you there, buddy. I'm with you there. Well, and on that note, we had one more news piece, but I don't think we're going to get to it.
No.
And it's kind of a big topic.
It
So
it
I
could
don't-
lead into a lot
of
discussion.
That's
So
fine.
let's just wrap it up now.
We're good.
Want to take us out, Felix?
Yeah. So
Think you
this
brought us
is Felix Hergood. You can catch me at twitch.tv/Felix Hergood, mixer.com/Felix Hergood. I stream to both services at once, so when you come into the stream, you'll be talking. If you're on Twitch, you'll be talking to Mixer and vice versa. What I do now, my official way of doing it is I play a game for a whole week, and then I reset every Sunday. So Sunday becomes the new week.
What's
and,
next week?
Next week, I'm thinking about there's 2 games I'm leaning on. I'm thinking about either Assassin's Creed for the whole week, the Odyssey game. I'm really close. I'm in the DLC. Or possibly going back to Death Stranding. So
You should do Death Stranding.
yeah, I have to toss a coin and figure out which one.
Do Death Stranding.
But yeah, I want to finish it. So
Okay.
you got me thinking about Days Gone though, dude.
I'm thinking about Days
Don't
Gone.
play Days Gone.
But I love Days Gone.
It's old news, dude.
He's going to play Assassin's Creed next week.
I will always play Assassin's Creed. You will not stop.
I guess it's like that wasn't weird because it's a game he's always played forever.
Okay. That's fair. And
Assassin's Creed wasn't weird.
It feels
Yeah.
like it
No.
has.
Don't go back and play old,
No,
not
no one
interesting.
gives a shit about Days Gone.
I just,
Do you think people still give a shit about Assassin's Creed though?
More than Days Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Wow, yeah, probably.
It's funny how active my Assassin's
Felix.
Creed streams get.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you to live your life, but we do have a Game of the Year show coming up.
Oh, I already figured it out.
But that's what I'm saying. Finish Death Stranding. And Days Gone.
It's not going to be Death Stranding. Death Stranding got best story in my opinion. I did the Game Award thing. I think I actually picked.
Right, but you finish this
I want to finish
get
the
that story finished. Just
I think he wants you to finish the story.
yeah.
Okay, I'll do Death Stranding next week for Neo.
Yay.
For Neo.
Yay. I mean, you can do whatever you want, man. I'm not telling you how to live your life.
Do whatever you want, but think about Death
but
Stranding.
think about it
Okay.
while you're playing Assassin's Creed.
I love the game.
Right?
Don't get me
I'm
wrong.
glad you do.
Nothing has changed.
You can hate it. It's fine with me.
I don't. I won't.
Glad
I
you do.
refuse to.
All right.
I'm Trip Zero. Thank you guys for listening. You can find me on mixer.com/TripZeroTV. Those are also my socials, very easy to find. I'm primarily Destiny, but once the new season starts, which is December 10th, we're going to be doing that stuff kind of on a weekly, see what we finish up, and then dive into some other video games kind of experience. Because they announced what's coming up in the new season. Looks fun, but looks manageable in terms of what else we can play. So we're going to start exploring some other kind of content. We have been, because we play like space stuff, and we've done a little bit of Pokemon and a lot of No Man's Sky and stuff like that. So it's going to be a Destiny-centric but exploratory experience outward beyond that.
I'm excited.
And that is weekdays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And I'm NeoAyoshi. You can find me at twitch.tv/NeoAyoshi and Twitter at Neo_Yoshi. I haven't been streaming because I finished Star Wars. So now that that's done, I started back up. I played Halo Reach last night. Didn't talk about that today, but it's Halo, and I playing it again. It's pretty cool. I'm probably gonna stream on and off Pokemon, Days Gone, and maybe Halo if I want to play the story there because I
Right.
have Game Pass and it's on Game Pass. So like hell yeah, why not? So expect a lot of those games from me,
Hell yeah, dude.
and that's it.
Cool. All right, everyone, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
See ya.